in the Atlantic. Up next, the rip currents and the coastal threat.
Thanks for calling Angie's List. How may I help you?
I heard I could call Angie's List if I needed work done around my house at a fair price.
You heard right. Just tell us what you need done and we'll find a top-rated provider to take care of it.
So I could get a faulty light switch fixed?
Yep.
Or have a guy refinish my floors?
Absolutely.
Or send someone out to groom my Pookie?
Yeah. Pookie is what you call your...
My dog.
Yes, we can do that.
Real help from real people. Come see what the new Angie's List can do for you.
We could tell you about the years of research and development, how we forged advanced high-strength steel to make the frame stronger yet lighter, the countless hours spent testing the suspension and tuning every sound from the engine to the trunk. But until you get behind the wheel, you have no idea. The completely redesigned Hyundai Sonata.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I want my foyer to smell more like a foyer.
I want his bedroom to smell like he's away at boarding school.
Surround yourself with up to 6 hours of luxurious, long-lasting scents. Introducing new Unstoppables Air Refresher.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Let's do this. We start here, talk to her, pick up some of that, a few of those. Okay, a lot of those. Then dirt, plants, water, just a little time, and then boom. Spring. Big time. Let's do this. Plant color everywhere. 1 quart Vigoril annuals now 4 for just $10. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
Real local.
We are live in Oklahoma.
Real accurate.
This one's going to have some precipitation with it.
Real experts.
Wow, that's the leading edge of the thunderstorm.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on.
Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with heavy rain. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 68. Thursday, except for a few afternoon clouds, mainly sunny. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Fat Guys in the Woods. New season June 7th on the Weather Channel.
Good morning, everybody. 29 past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up Without Wednesday, May 6, 2015.
That's right. We are live in New York, and we are going to see severe weather for the next several days. Also, a tropical threat. We want to get you right to your top three. People might be a little bit groggy
Well,
after
we're going to skip the top three. We're going to get to what's going on right now. We've got this incredible video out of Texas. This was Big Spring, Texas, just north of there. National Weather Service reporting a tornado on the ground. I watched this. This was live on the Weather Channel yesterday afternoon.
This is one of 7 tornadoes that were reported yesterday, according to the SPC. 6 of them in Texas, and then 1 in New Mexico. And I just posted on my social media, the garage door is wrapped around a pole. Better than the car, I guess.
Yeah.
But we could see severe weather today, so let's have a look at where we could see it. Our tornado condition indices from Wichita, Kansas, Oklahoma City to Wichita Falls, 4 and 5 into the afternoon hours. Remember, this means you have a 40 or 50% chance of seeing a tornado in a 50-mile radius. Already a tornado warning on this cell. That is now gone. And why? You can see that the storm is kind of flattened out. We were watching the little appendage because that's typically where you get your tornado. That has now disappeared, but we do have hail, and we do have our estimated hail size up to 3 inches in this cell. That's teacup size hail. So you might be drinking a little tea this morning. Imagine a stone, an ice cold stone flying out of the sky, the size of that. Obviously, it could cause some damage to your car. We also have flash flooding going on here in Texas, flash flood warnings. When you have a warning, that means that that type of weather is imminent or it's occurring, and we do have it occurring. Ongoing closures in Elgin, water into 1 residence as well. So as we widen out, this is all because of a very unorganized low pressure. It's very sloppy looking, maybe like you this morning. That's okay. You still have time to get ready and get out the door and look presentable. It's going to go north. It's not going to go east because we have a bigger trough, and the northern low pressure associated with that trough is basically going to slurp this thing northbound and like through a silly straw, and it is going to bring us storms through the day tomorrow.
All right. In the meantime, we've got the tropical threat off the southeastern Atlantic coast, getting ready for the Carolinas. They're under the gun for this. So let's go to Mike Seidel. He's at Myrtle Beach, awaiting now. It looks like now that the sun's come up, you can see the surf starting to pick up a bit, Mike.
These are 1 to 2 footers. We've got a lot of high and mid-level clouds blowing in all the way from the Bahamas and the southeast and the western Atlantic, coming up with those upper-level jet stream winds. That'll cut down on the insulation of the sunshine today. Yesterday, though, beautiful day. I got here just in time for the sundown out on the beach. Beautiful flaming sunset. Folks up and down the beach doing some shelling. I like to call them walkers, but it's not the same as the Walking Dead, of course. And temperatures yesterday in the mid-70s are going to be right back there today. As far as impacts here go, things will start to ramp up later tomorrow. Friday right now, based on the current timing track and intensity of this system, is going to be the stormiest day with the gusty winds. We could have wind gusts 25, 30 miles an hour. Rips will increase tomorrow and Friday along with wave action, and there will be rain and thunderstorms. Some of the rain could be heavy at times. We'll be here ahead of the storm. By the way, guys, the Hurricane Awareness Hunter Tour is the Hurricane Hunter Awareness Tour, is in Myrtle Beach today. So if you're in this area, you can go out to the airport and meet Dr. Rick Knabb, the director. We'll talk to him and check out those Hurricane Hunter aircrafts here in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, those big ones, those C-130s.
Those are really cool.
Impressive.
And maybe Dr. Rick Knabb will show some of his dance moves because they are spectacular. All right. And Mike's got some great dance moves also. Another man who has some great dance moves I've heard is Michael Lowry, but right now he's watching what's dancing around in the Atlantic.
I don't know who you've been talking to, Al, but they're lying to you. We do have something we're going to watch really carefully today. There is a lot going on in the tropics. The hurricane hunters are going to be headed down to investigate this system later this morning. We're going to talk to them coming up here shortly. Also, the Hurricane Center is going to give us an update on the development odds of this later on this morning. So please, if you live along the coast, stay tuned for this. This is a quickly developing system. Right now, winds pretty brisk out of the east, causing the risk of rip currents anywhere from Jacksonville down to Fort Pierce and Jupiter. And at the end of the day, I think really that's going to be the legacy of this system, whether or not it develops into a purely tropical system, a named system. It's not really so much about the winds, it's about the impacts the winds are going to bring, the rip currents, the rough seas, and the heavy rainfall. So as we track this today, we're expecting a surface area of low pressure to form. And once that gets going, then the winds coming together at the surface are going to whip off some of that moisture and some of the heat from the ocean. That will help to invigorate the system as well. Stay tuned. As I said, a lot going on today. We'll keep you posted throughout the morning hours. Back to you.
Well, all right, Michael, thanks so much. Well, while the East Coast braces for a potential tropical system, one group are really keeping an eye on these waves, the surfers.
That they are. We'll likely see an increased risk of high surf and rip currents from Florida to the Carolinas over the next couple of days. And joining us now via Skype is Bates Haygood, who is an ocean surf shop owner in Folly Beach, South Carolina. So are you seeing a lot more traffic come through?
We are. We're seeing everybody's getting really excited for this swell. It's since you guys, like you guys said, it's such an early swell. For a tropical style system, we're very excited.
But on the other hand, Bates, you've got to be careful, especially for folks who aren't used to this kind of, because rip tides will be a risk as well.
Absolutely, Al. There'll be plenty of rip current. We are expecting some pretty strong north winds Thursday through Friday, and with that south swell, that does tend to make some pretty brutal rip currents out here at Folly.
So what do people need to know? Do you have any tips for people out there?
If you're not experienced enough, certainly stay out of the water. And if you do get caught in a rip current, it's best to swim across it and swim towards the beach and follow the rip current down the beach. It'll probably spit you out eventually.
And Bates, are there going to be conditions where even you and some of your most experienced surfers won't go out there in the water?
Well, probably not here in South Carolina so much. It takes a much bigger load than this to usually crank up waves that are big enough to keep most of these hardcore surfers in South Carolina out of the water. Everyone here really that surfs a lot appreciates when we get these style swells and even a little bit bigger. There are times when the wind just picks up so much that it's just almost you can't get out.
Yeah. All right, Bates Haygood, good surfing, ocean surf shop.
I want to hang out with this guy, find out where his name came from, because he has an epic name.
All right. Well, meantime, homeowners, you know the feeling. Snow melts and you see everything you need to do outside your house.
Yes, that's right. Coming up next, the best ways to give your home a spring renewal.
Hurry! There's a hot offer for heartburn sufferers. Now try Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com. Hurry! It's free this week only. No pill relieves heartburn faster. Get Zantac free at ZantacOffers.com.
Hey, Hunter, need some pointers?
Just around the house.
Yeah, should do it then.
I love this free store pickup.
Yeah, it's also great when you're on tour. Just order online, we'll have it waiting for you the same day. You know, I bet there's an Ace within a golf swing at just about anywhere.
Really?
Oh, you don't need to...
New mailboxes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Getting help at Ace is like going to your neighbor.
Drive safely, Hunter.
Thanks again, Mike.
Success starts with the right connections. Introducing Miracle Grow Liquid Feed Universal Feeder. Turn any hose connection into a clever feeding system for a well-fed garden. Miracle Grow. Life starts here.
Introducing new Flonase Allergy Relief Nasal Spray. This changes everything. New Flonase outperforms a leading allergy pill, so you will inhale life. When we breathe in allergens, our bodies react by overproducing 6 key inflammatory substances that cause our symptoms. Most allergy pills only control one substance. Flonase controls 6, and 6 is greater than 1. So roll down your windows, hug your pet, dust off some memories, make new ones. New Flonase. 6 is greater than 1. This changes everything.
There are no medals won for earning a living. It's just what you do for family. But it's hard to build a future if you can't see past today. That's why Walmart is investing in the most important part of our company, our people. Because a raise in pay raises us all.
Yu 熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
Life changes. A small business's life is no different. That's why Constant Contact email marketing is built to evolve with your business, month to month, year to year. So whether it's an email to reach new fans and customers, or a quick and easy way to announce a big sale, Constant Contact's email marketing and free expert coaching are all you'll need, no matter how much things change. Help your small business do more business. Try email marketing free at ConstantContact.com.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with light rain. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 68. Thursday, except for a few afternoon clouds, mainly sunny. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Forty minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up Without. Look at the fog in Chicago.
Yes, dense fog advisory until 11 a.m. Quarter-mile visibility, especially near Lake Michigan. You have more moisture there. By the way, our temperature is 47. Our dew point is 47, so we have 100% relative humidity. Since it doesn't even look like Chicago,
no,
does it?
It really doesn't.
It looks like a movie scene or something. By the way, fog causes issue with flights that are landing, not taking off, because when they land, they have to separate more. So this could cause some issues. Obviously, if they're late landing, then they're going to be late taking off.
That's right. And you can see it's going to be a real mess out there. Quarter-mile visibilities. And here's that front just stalled from the northeast all the way back into the Midwest. That moisture rides up along that front, and so we're going to be looking at some showers and some thunderstorms and big temperature differences on either side.
Yeah, so a front is going to be a leading edge of cold air or warmer air. This one's stationary, hence the blue and also the red that are combined along this front. Usually a warm front is all red, a cold front would be all blue. This is stationary, so it's not really moving, but it's still dividing some coolish air. New York and Boston, upper 60s. D.C., you're going to be in the upper 70s by 7 p.m.
Well, winter's frigid wind and snow can make a home's exterior look run down, especially once things warm up.
Yeah, so I spoke to our friend Leah Ingram, personal finance advisor with Home Advisor, about a few spring renewal projects that will boost the performance of to your home's curb appeal. When is the best time to improve your home? And I'm talking morning, noon, or night. Is there a better time of day?
It's a great question to ask a landscaper. I would think if you're doing it yourself, you want to do it when it's cooler out, which is probably in the morning. If you're watering, you definitely want to be doing that in the morning. You don't want the heat of the day to be absorbing all that water. And obviously, if you're in a drought-restricted area, don't water your lawn.
I know, right? Okay, so let's talk about landscaping first. What are some really easy things that people can do?
It is amazing what a bag of mulch and a couple of flats of annuals will do to boost the curb appeal of your home. It is so easy to do. But if you have a bad back or you just don't have the desire to do that, I would recommend using Home Advisor's True Cost Guide to find a landscaper. It's about $2,000 to have like a full-blown event come in and fix up your yard. If you're looking to sell your house, that might be a worthwhile investment.
Okay, what's a good tip to protect the siding of the house?
Well, you definitely want to keep your house painted if your home is painted as opposed to vinyl siding.
Okay.
You want to make sure that water is not getting in there. So if there are any underlying water issues, you want to address that, because that will not only affect the paint job, but it could affect the foundation of your home.
I mean, painting a whole home can be really expensive. Is there an alternative to that?
Absolutely. If you don't have a budget for painting, getting a power washer out and just doing a really good scrubbing can brighten the exterior, get rid of mold and mildew, and may look it fresh and shiny and new without opening
kind of like taking a shower, right?
Exactly.
Taking a shower, not putting on the makeup. That's essentially what you're doing. Are those power washers, they're not too expensive to even rent for like a day or something. You can
I would
do
ask
it, right?
a home improvement store about that. Ask a neighbor.
A neighbor might even have one. No, that's true. Okay, how about people repairing their roofs or gutters?
Right. We talk about water issues after the winter
Yeah.
we've had. There's a lot of people with roof damage. I would recommend investing about $200 to get a roof inspector out to see if you need to replace shingles or your gutters. That's something that you might want to hire a pro to do because it requires going up in a steep pitch on a ladder. May not be safe.
Yeah,
so I'm
and
not
really
gonna
knowing
recommend.
where everything connects and all that sort
Absolutely.
of stuff. All right, Leah, thank you very much. For more questions, people can hit you up on Twitter. What's your Twitter?
My Twitter is @SuddenlyFrugal.
All right, thank you very much.
Thanks.
For more on your spring renewal, head over to weather.com/spring renewal.
All right, what's coming up on AMHQ? Jim Cantori in Atlanta. And Jim, we've got an invest now here in the Southeast Atlantic.
We do. We'll keep an eye on that. Michael Lowry's with us to talk about that this morning and where this thing may go. And Saturday, interestingly enough, looks really interesting because we could have a landfalling tropical system, okay? And there you see the beginnings of it there off the coast of Florida this morning. We look like we're going to certainly have a severe weather outbreak with tornadoes on Saturday, all right? And we could also have a snowstorm. And we're not talking about a couple of inches of snow. It'll be feet of snow in parts of Wyoming and temperatures 10 to 20 degrees above average in the east. So we're going to have all the seasons, baby, coming up for you on Saturday. You know, going back to that spring renewal, I was wondering, Al, when Stephanie was doing that interview, Abrams, have you ever planted anything?
Have I ever planted anything? Like once or twice.
See? Yeah, not a lot, huh? It feels good to get down there and work that earth.
That earth, that smell of the there
Look,
it is.
there's concrete
Oh.
all around me. I'd like to. I have like 2 plants in my house. I
You
do
can get
the
a
best
container.
I can.
Do a little container thing.
I'm just going to get a container of dirt and play in it and with my hands and rub it all over myself to,
There you go.
What have I done,
All
Al?
right.
What have I done?
Okay, sorry that you opened the door, Jim. I know Reynolds Wolf filling in for a day off, Sam Champion, and of course Jen Delgado joining you coming up at 7 o'clock. Thanks so much. Hey, that invest, we're going to check in with Michael Lowry to find out what the latest is.
And what the heck does an invest mean? We're going to explain that to you coming up after your local on the 8s.
Spring Renewal is brought to you by Staybill 360 Performance. The next level of performance is in the vapor.
Deep in the dark, untouched recesses of your engine is power you never knew it could produce. And vapor can set it free. New Stable 360 Performance unleashes that exclusive vapor technology that rises above the fuel line to protect your engine where other additives can't. To help keep your engine running cleaner, leaner, smoother, and stronger than ever. The next level of performance is in the vapor. Stable 360 Performance.
Olive Garden's all-new duos are here, but not for long. Starting at $11.99. Our most craveable classics like chicken parmesan paired with new tastes to explore. All served with unlimited salad and breadsticks. 4 all-new duos starting at $11.99 at Olive Garden.
Make the journey as extraordinary as the destination. The exquisitely designed Lexus ES and ES Hybrid. Unforgettable. Get 0.9% financing on the 2015 ES 350. See your Lexus dealer.
The termite swarm has come. Enter the legions of Terminex with 85 years of experience and the strongest guarantee in the business. Sorry, termites, we got our swarm of our own. Not here, not now, not in my house. Terminex.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
Nutrition Smart wants you to be smart with your nutrition. Save more this month with 20% off Thursdays. That's right, get 20% off store-wide every Thursday this month. Shop the latest in organic fruits and vegetables, the largest selection of vitamins and supplements, and a variety of natural health and beauty supplies. Be smart at Nutrition Smart. Opposite side from Publix next to ABC Liquors in Palm Beach Gardens. Nutrition Smart.
Currently in our area, 69 degrees with light rain.
Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 68. Thursday, sunny along with a few afternoon clouds. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Just about 50 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Wake Up with Al. Tomorrow on our program, have you looked at your insurance policy lately? Do you know if you're covered for all possible weather situations? If you don't, we're going to have an insurance spring cleaning, making sure you've got the coverage you need this season and going forward. And temperatures heating up. Is your car's air conditioner up to the cooling test? The info you need to beat the heat as you drive. Right now, though, we're tracking this possible cyclone in the Atlantic. For more, let's head to the lab. Hurricane specialist Michael Lowry standing by. Mike?
Good morning, Al. We have our first invest of the year in the Atlantic Ocean. An invest is an area that the Hurricane Center just lets us know they're investigating it a little more closely, running those computer models. Steph's going to talk about that in just a minute. Take a look at Invest 90L. We're still thinking about a medium chance of development with this one, although I would not be surprised to see the Hurricane Center up those odds coming up here around 10 o'clock Eastern time. That's their next advisory or issuance update. And so we'll let you know once we get that information. This advisory is from a little bit earlier, actually yesterday. They're only issuing these every 24 hours. Routinely during the hurricane season, if it was June 1st, they would be issuing those every 6 hours. All right, we're going to track this system up the coast. We do think it's going to organize into a defined area of low pressure. The pressure is really already starting to fall. 1,016 millibars, the lowest pressures that we're seeing there right now. The hurricane hunters are going to be headed down there later this morning. Really interesting stuff that they find when they do these missions. So stay tuned here to the Weather Channel. We're going to bring you that information when we get it. Now, as this moves to the north, there's a big blocking high pressure system. So if it does decide to organize, it can't go anywhere. It can't go out to sea, so it will impact the coast. That is something that we do know, and if you live along the coast, please keep it tuned here to the Weather Channel. We'll bring you the very latest. Stephanie, back to you.
All right. Thank you for that, Michael. We are going to see this being investigated later today, hence why we call this an invest. Now, invests go from 90 to 99. You'll hear those numbers. Of course, if we have our next invest, it'll be 91, and then they just restart it again once they get through 99. So what exactly is an invest? It's an open wave. We don't have a well-defined closed-low circulation. So essentially, right now we have this big mass of clouds. We have the wave. We don't have any observation points in the ocean. And so what they're going to do is the hurricane hunters can fly through this and they can drop these instruments that tell them different things that are going on in the atmosphere, the pressure, the humidity, all that sorts of stuff. So they gather up all this information like you do your kids' toys, and then they put them in a chest, and that chest will output information, and we can help determine if there is technically a closed low and where we think this thing will go. So when they fly into these, they can get more information, and then they can determine if this is an open wave or if it's an actual low pressure, if it's tropical, subtropical, all that information. Well, new this morning, severe weather threatening more than 3 million. Will you be affected? And it's lasting into the weekend.
Doers. They don't worry if something's possible. They just do it. At Sears Optical, we're committed to bringing them eyewear that works as hard as they do. Right now, save up to $200 on eyeglasses. Quality eyewear for doers. Sears Optical.
Are you still getting heartburn flare-ups? Time for a new routine. Try Nexium 24-Hour, the latest choice for frequent heartburn. And get Nexium Level Protection.
The most legendary name in paint is now at Lowe's.
What is his name?
Oh, it's HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams.
Is he more famous than me?
It's the name everyone wants on their wall.
Well, now there's room for all of us.
Sure.
Back to the happy tree?
But nothing looks better on ceilings either.
Come again?
So if you're looking for the most legendary name in paint...
What?
I said if you're...
I can't hear you.
Never mind. HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams is now at Lowe's.
Furnishing your home is a little bit like cooking. My next door neighbor, for instance, she likes things spicy. And my best friend, she's into natural organic greens. And Lazy Boy makes all of it. Really, Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Looks like the Garcia's got a new car.
What'd they get?
I don't know.
Sure doesn't look like a Buick.
Buick.
I'm outside. Where are you? I'm right here. I'm in the Buick. I don't see a Buick.
Take a fresh look at Buick. It just might surprise you.
That's not a Buick. That's what I told him. Wow.
This is
Nice.
Oh, my.
During the Buick Spring Sales Event, get nearly $7,200 total value on specially equipped 2015 Enclave models.
Need brakes? Pep Boys has the best brake service at the best price. Right now, get $50 off instantly on our Precision Match brake service with state-of-the-art on-car rotary surfacing exclusively at Pep Boys. Trust the boys to get you there.
I've been the same shade of red for many years. It's time to change it up. Hello, Golden Blonde.
Shift a shade with Nice and Easy for natural-looking color.
I don't know if blonde has more fun, but I plan to find out.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
My kid's still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it. The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things are just going everywhere. It wasn't a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
I thought I saw a putty cat in the window in Vancouver, British Columbia, and this little pooch, not a pooch, I'm sorry, my brain got a little confused there. This little cat, I gotta be careful, was looking at thunderstorms. Hail moving in across the region yesterday. You can see the river of ice pellets flowing down the center of the street. Our furry friend clearly mesmerized by the hail bouncing off the building, and we can expect more storms in Vancouver today.
A tree fell on us, and I hit my head.
Everybody was shaking, screaming. The kids was crying.
I've never seen something like, come to your television screen right now. Seriously, stop what you're doing, and this is worth it. Look at what happened. Absolutely horrifying in a park in Chelsea, Massachusetts. We're going to replay this video. If you haven't come to your television screen, come now. A tree crashed down on kids playing Monday night in a playground. And it was all caught on tape of video surveillance. 2 kids were injured, including a 2-year-old reportedly taken to the hospital with a fractured skull. Now, it's unclear what caused the tree to tumble. Chelsea saw winds up to 32 miles an hour, but that really shouldn't take down a tree like this. The park will remain closed until officials can deem the area safe. You know, obviously the root system was weak. You know, was the tree dead, or was the ground too saturated, or we don't know exactly what happened, but they will be able to determine that. A scary thing, because it's not like, you know, you can investigate all the different trees around parks, and that's just a hard thing. What a freak accident. Ugh. All right, if you are headed to the park today, it's going to be sunny in the south for that. Into the northeast, there is actually going to be very pleasant weather, especially into Boston, a little bit cooler because we do have a front. You can tell. You don't even have to be a meteorologist here to tell where the front is. The front separates cooler temperatures from warmer temperatures easily. Look at New York's at 69, Washington's at 79, so it's cutting right through that area into the Midwest. Our rain stays basically through the plains. It's going north instead of heading eastbound here. Chicago, beautiful day for you, though. A foggy start to the day, quarter-mile visibility. That could cause some delays through the morning hours. Al?
Steph, thank you, and thank you for spending your early morning with us. AMHQ coming up next with Jen Delgado, Jim Cantori, and Reynolds Wolf in for Sam Champion, taking you through the next 3 hours. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, we hope, at 5 a.m. Until then, stay safe and have a great day, everybody.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees with light rain. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 68. Thursday, mainly clear. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to AMHQ. It is a Wednesday morning. We also have our first Invest of the Atlantic season, which of course starts officially on June 1st, but the ocean has a mind of its own. It can get going when it wants. We've got a low pressure forming east of Florida this morning, north of the Bahamas, and it's going to make its way on off toward the north. What does this do for us now that it is an invest? Is it any different than anything else? Let's find out. I want to bring in our hurricane specialist, Michael Lowry, to talk about this in the lab. So, Michael, first of all, let's just explain what this invest means and what we eventually think might come out of this thing.
It's really kind of a protocol from the Hurricane Center, Jim. It basically tells us that the Hurricane Center is investigating this for possible development. We already knew that, but internally they begin running their computer models. We start to then begin to see those spaghetti plots. And that's what we'll really get from this now that they've designated this an invest. So this is Invest 90L. The numbers here are just a designation letter. So you go from 90L to 99L, and then it resets over again. Our very first this year, and we're not quite into the season yet, so we can't even say the first of the official hurricane season, but the first of the year here. And the Hurricane Center, 40% chance of development. Now, these odds haven't been updated since yesterday morning. We're going to get a new update coming up here in just an hour or two, so please keep tuned to the Weather Channel. We'll bring you the latest numbers when we get them from the Hurricane Center. Also, I should mention that the hurricane hunters are going to be flying down around 11 o'clock Eastern, getting out there this afternoon. They're going to be bringing or giving us data, and we're going to be bringing that to you. So that's additional information that we're going to have that we don't have right now. Really a lot going on this morning. All right, here's what's happening at the upper part of the atmosphere. And this is really interesting. I've been watching for this now the last few days because our models have been showing this sort of negative tilt to that dip in the jet stream, meaning the dip is from the northwest to the southeast. And what that's helping to do is it's providing an exhaust or a fuel to this system. Instability is what we call it in the meteorological community, but basically it's forcing air up from the very warm ocean to the middle and upper part of the atmosphere, and that's really, Jim, what's helping to fuel this right now. Pressure is beginning to fall. So we'll bring you the full forecast coming up here later on in the show.
Hey, Michael, let me ask you something on this in terms of this morning. Certainly getting an invest is a ramp up, but do we see this taking a step further this morning in terms of maybe having a subtropical low with the plot, maybe a forecast position and timing on this? We know the hurricane hunters are going out later on this afternoon. Would we tend to wait for that to get something like that, or
Absolutely.
would they just go for it this morning?
Absolutely. You're not going to see the Hurricane Center do anything until the plane is out there, and once the plane is out there, we'll have a better handle on what this actually is.
All right, thanks, Michael. We appreciate your insight on that, and of course, we will keep you up to date on the latest on that. In Myrtle Beach, in the line of fire, potentially, Mike Seidel is joining us from the beach this morning. Again, Mike, yesterday you were in Fort Lauderdale. Today you're up there toward Myrtle Beach. Tell us what the latest is that you're seeing there. It certainly looks like the waves are a feature that we're going to have to deal with today, and rip currents.
Yeah, certainly as we get into later today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Jim. Again, timing, track intensity on this system, not etched in stone. We're out here at Myrtle Beach, sun coming up. We've got a lot of high clouds, a lot of cirrus right now. That's blowing off with the jet stream and all that storminess down off Florida and the Bahamas. Low tide right now, wave height's about 2 feet. So not nearly as rough as yesterday in Florida. And also the water temperature here much cooler. 66 here, 78 in Fort Lauderdale. And the air is much cooler here. It was in the 70s yesterday here. We've been running around 60 this morning. Let me take you down to Daytona Beach, Florida, show you what's going on there. You'll see a big difference in the surf there versus here. We've got about 4 footers, 3 to 4 footers right now, Daytona Beach. Water temperature 74, high tide coming in next several hours, and we're getting more beach erosion there. And look at the rip current warnings up today for the central Florida coast, all the way from Daytona Beach through the Space Coast, Melbourne, India Atlantic, all the way down towards Sebastian Inlet. Again, obey the lifeguards, and if you're not a swimmer, an excellent swimmer, even if you are an excellent swimmer, stay out of the water. And look at the rip current threat up and down the East Coast, from South Florida all the way up to the Outer Banks as we roll into Thursday and Friday. As this system starts to take shape, again, there's a lot of unanswered questions. We're still going to have to deal with rip currents and increased surf here in Myrtle Beach, the impacts. Today's a good day. we're talking for highs in the mid-70s, which is about average. But tomorrow into Friday, conditions will go downhill. Rip currents will increase, surf will increase, and increasing threat for rain and thunderstorms and gusty winds. Jim, right now I would peg Friday as the stormiest day here in the Grand Strand based on what we know and what we're thinking at this point.
We appreciate that update. Also, if you're starting to think about these impacts already, coastal flooding could be something we think about. Maybe even Charleston Harbor. That may be something that comes up a little bit later on this afternoon. All right, Reynolds Wolf. Welcome to the show, buddy. In for Sam Champion this morning.
Certainly. My gosh, we have what I guess you could say is a full plate in terms of weather. We're watching a lot of cities out there. Hey, we want to say good morning to Wilmington, North Carolina. Good morning. Right? Good morning. Right along the Tar Heel coast. You're waking up to cloudy skies. You've got temperatures that are currently into the mid-50s. Forecast kind of rainy, though, in some spots. This is a shot that we're actually seeing up towards New York from Poughkeepsie over to New York City. Yeah, you see the rain showers. But here, that's a beautiful shot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And we're looking at Wilmington, North Carolina as well. And all along areas, right along the coastal areas. We're watching that because, as Jim just told you about our new Invest, and as we go throughout the day, notice that we are going to be looking at clouds around for Wilmington, North Carolina. Let's look at New York City right now. And guess what? You're waking up to some showers out there, very light stuff. And it's coming in from west to east. As we go throughout the day, cloudy skies out there, but this does not mean you don't grab the umbrella because we might see a shower or two popping up. Much of the rainfall is going to be south of the front. We're going to break that down for you and show you exactly what we are talking about. Here it is for you, New York today. Clouds around, temperatures in the 60s. It's going to be cooler out there. You can see the rain from New York all the way over towards Long Island. Here's 495 as well as 295, 84 for you, Poughkeepsie. As we get wider out there for you, all this just lining up right along the front. You see where all that moisture is. And even today, we will see potential for some storms to arrive as we go later into the afternoon. I know we had actually that tornado warning across parts of Ohio yesterday. So, keep in mind the winds are going like this. So we might see some of those storms getting a little feisty today. The front is going to stall out across the region. Here comes all that moisture just kind of moving right along the front. We're looking at dew points to the south of it. We see those dew points already in the 60s, and that's what we're going to see throughout the day. As we time this out for you, we track this. This is 1 o'clock. Notice some scattered rain out there. 3 o'clock, temperatures warming up. You can kind of pick out the front right there. And then as we go into the afternoon, by the time you're driving home along Interstate 95 or Virginia, we'll see some of those storms arriving there. Of course, we'll be following that throughout the day. We'll send it over to you, Reynolds.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. We're going to change your focus just a little bit and go from parts of the Northeast to the Southern Plains, where storms are moving out of Texas this hour, and they leave behind at least one dead. Firefighters believe lightning sparked this house fire in Arlington. This happened early this morning. Neighbors woke up to the sound of the strike and smoke reported coming from the attic about 30 minutes later. Now, that same system producing the tornado yesterday was near Big Spring. That's about 40 miles east as the crow flies from Midland. The twister, you see it right there, about to touch down in the field. Take a look at it. Oh, it's mesmerizing watching that stuff. The tornado actually kicked up the dust, but did not cause any damage to buildings. All right, JC, my main man, let's pitch it over to you, buddy.
That is just awesome looking at that whole mesocyclone and then this little protrusion coming out of the bottom, obviously being the tornado there. There were some great angles on that storm, by the way. We had another one over in Roswell, New Mexico. We'll show you a little bit later on the show. So today, what happens today? We've got a thunderstorm complex this morning that's moving east through Oklahoma and Missouri and Arkansas. So we kind of reset everything. The dry line will make its way out and bulge its way into parts of Kansas this afternoon. What's interesting, though, is what we will also have is a jet stream and an upper air disturbance that will be kind of passing by toward the north. So if this was the kind of day where we'd actually see the whole jet stream and the whole energy coming out, I think we'd have a whole different animal. But still, 5 out of 10 chance of a tornado today. From 50 miles around Wichita, Oklahoma City, and Wichita Falls. These are Forbes' Torcon numbers, and we will certainly keep an eye on things for you today along that dry line. So there's the upper air disturbance right in through here. You can see it pushing through Colorado. Already, energy is driving up through Kansas and heading up in toward Nebraska. We'll talk more about the rest of the week coming up at 20 minutes past the hour.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees with light rain. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 68. Thursday, mainly clear. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Welcome back to AMHQ. We will talk about the new Invest 90L in the Atlantic, which of course is that pending low pressure system that we will watch potentially impact the Carolinas as we head into the early part of the weekend or even the mid part of the weekend. Let's talk about what we have though today for severe. Big upper air disturbance here. We saw this yesterday work its way across the Four Corners and out. It helped spark off some thunderstorms across western Texas. Even this morning we got some action going on. But what's interesting with this is you'll notice where it is at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's already driving its way up through Nebraska and Kansas and even getting stretched out and weakening in time. We kind of call it de-amplifying here a little bit. And by 11 o'clock, it's already way up into Iowa and South Dakota. So we're already north of the front. But we do have a dry line in through here, and we certainly do have the makings of a new upper air system out in the southwest. And this looks real interesting as we head in toward the weekend because it's going to drop down into Southern California and then at least a good chunk of it eject out on Saturday and even on Sunday. So severe weather outbreak. We'll talk about that, as I mentioned, at 20 past the hour. So yesterday morning, we had all that action in West Texas, right? Back in toward Lubbock, and you kind of got things started slowly, which is fine. Today, look at how far east it's at. We've already even had a couple of tornado warnings down near the Somerville area in Texas. And we'll watch this little complex of thunderstorms as it works its way on off toward the east, certainly heading toward the I-45 corridor. And the other one, which is kind of detached from that, up through Tulsa and on in toward Wichita as well. As a matter of fact, just with the forcing already with the position of that upper air low, look at this. We're already getting thunderstorms this morning developing across parts of Kansas and Oklahoma. We will keep an eye on those. Right now, I would imagine that there's certainly a lightning threat, a pretty significant one too, across southern Kansas. All right, let's talk about Invest 90. I want to bring Michael Lowry again back from the lab. And Michael, kind of give us a current position on this. Do we have a closed low pressure at this point, and where is it going and who's impacted in time?
I haven't seen it in the observations quite yet, Jim. We do have a pretty defined trough of low pressure. It's sort of a broad turning of the winds, but to your point is I'm not quite seeing the westerly winds, the strong westerly winds on the south side yet. But then again, we don't have a lot of observations over the ocean. That's why I'm really interested to see what the hurricane hunters find out later this morning.
Is it close enough, though, to Florida to say, hey, you know what, this is somewhere, just north of the Bahamas, Grand Bahama Island, between West Palm and Melbourne?
Pretty much, yeah. We can say that with if there's something that's developing, it's right there, just east and north of Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
All right, let's take a live look at Daytona Beach here. We've got pictures. Remember, we talked about this yesterday with Mike when he was down in Fort Lauderdale. Some pretty rough surf, even though that looks pretty mundane this morning in terms of action, but not a lot of people on the beach. We've had rain from time to time rip into the beaches, and that'll be the case again today. Showers and thunderstorms. Fort Lauderdale, again, looking from looks like the Marriott on down toward the beach. We got some action for you too in terms of the waves. Certainly don't look as big as they did yesterday. The wind a little bit more offshore this morning in Fort Lauderdale as opposed to yesterday when it was onshore. But Michael, we can expect this rip current risk to move its way up the Carolina coast today, can't we?
Yeah, we're going to get that rip current risk really from probably Melbourne up to Jacksonville today, and then from Jacksonville northward tomorrow and then into Friday.
Does this have enough time over the water to develop significally?
It certainly has enough time to become a tropical storm. Beyond that, it would be hard for it to do something more. It's just not. We're not quite at that point in the hurricane season. But I wouldn't rule out at this point a tropical storm if it becomes subtropical first and sits over that warm Gulf Stream waters. It could really then tap into the energy that we have in the fuel in the warm ocean.
So let's talk about people impacted here. Coastal flooding.
The legacy of this, Jim, look, regardless of whether or not it develops or doesn't develop, is going to be the rough seas, the rip currents, the potential for the coastal flooding probably up there in the Outer Banks, those same areas that get it. Anytime they get a non-tropical coastal storm, we'll get it with a tropical one as well. And then the heavy rainfall if it does move inland.
All right, Michael Lowry, our hurricane specialist. All eyes certainly on the hurricane hunters. They'll be out there this afternoon to give us an idea of just how broad this area of low pressure is. Thanks, Michael. We appreciate that. All right, Reynolds Wolf, take it away, my friend.
All right, man. We're going to keep the focus in parts of the southeast where we're going to be dealing with temperatures that will be in the 80s today. And what's interesting is that we expect things to even warm up a bit more later this week. Jen, we're also going to be dealing with clear skies. Nice aspect.
Yeah, Michael showed you the bad part of the weather that's going to be in the southeast. We're going to show you actually the nice weather that is going to be happening. Right now, we show you for Charlotte, 60 degrees out there. And as Reynolds just said, yes, we're going to see a high of 80. Lots of sunshine out there for today. But of course, all eyes are across parts of the southeast. Let's show you the forecast and show you what's going on. We have really gotten spoiled across here. We're talking many of these locations we're dealing with sunshine, temperatures in the mid to upper 80s. Nashville, you're warming up. Look at that, nearly 90 by Friday. Could that be your first 90 of the season? Tallahassee, we're looking at 90 degrees on Thursday. Literally, so we're looking at I-20, I-40, I-10. We kind of went in that order there. Now, as we show you what's happening, what we have is our low that we're watching. This ridge of high pressure kind of loosening up its grip a bit more. So we're starting to see some of those clouds working in. You can see it there. But overall, we're looking at really comfortable conditions out there. Showing you what's happening for today. 86 degrees for Memphis. And then notice 83 degrees in Atlanta, 87 in Tallahassee. This is today's forecast. You're saying, can this last for tomorrow? Yes, we are going to see the sunshine out there. Charleston, will that low be bringing you some rain around for Thursday? Look at that, 75 degrees. We're going to continue to track the threat for tropics as well as severe weather right here on AMHQ. Stay with us.
How about over there?
What does it mean to have an unlimited mileage warranty on a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz? What does it mean to drive as far as you want for up to 3 years and be covered? It means your odometer is there to record the memories. During the Mercedes-Benz Certified Pre-Owned Sales event now through June 1st, you'll get complimentary prepaid maintenance and receive your first 2 months payments on us, only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Look like this, feel like this. Look like this, feel like this. With DreamWalk insoles, turn shoes that can be a pain into comfortable ones. Their soft cushioning support means you can look like this and feel like this. DreamWalk.
When cigarette cravings hit, all I can think about is getting relief.
Nicorette Mini starts to relieve sudden cravings fast. Anytime, anywhere.
I never know when I'll need relief. That's why I choose Nicorette Mini.
I want my foyer to smell more like a foyer.
I want his bedroom to smell like he's away at boarding school.
Surround yourself with up to 6 hours of luxurious, long-lasting scents. Introducing new Unstopables Air Refresher.
I take Prilosec OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn. Because it gives me zero heartburn.
Prilosec OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 9 straight years. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, zero.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, pile high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then top with bacon.
Or try our Hook and Ladder Light. Starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one.
Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
Nutrition Smart wants you to be smart with your nutrition. Save more this month with 20% off Thursdays. That's right, get 20% off store-wide every Thursday this month. Shop the latest in organic fruits and vegetables, the largest selection of vitamins and supplements, and a variety of natural health and beauty supplies. Be smart at Nutrition Smart. Opposite side from Publix next to ABC Liquors in Palm Beach Gardens. Nutrition Smart.
Control the weather, so we build things to harness it.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 70 degrees with light rain. Today, variable clouds with scattered thunderstorms. High 83. Chance of rain 60%. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 68. Thursday, mainly clear. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, it is Wednesday. Welcome back to AMHQ. We are looking into Roswell, New Mexico. And what is this? I almost want to play that music. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's a little bit of a tornado we got going on there. A little rope tornado in Roswell, New Mexico. Interesting. We'll hear from a lady later on. It may be Claudia, actually, where she talks about her garage door being wrapped around a telephone pole. Garage door, one of the weakest parts of your home. Once that goes, the air gets in, so does the water, and it's a mess. Strongest tornado ever in Roswell recorded in history? F2. And that's not an F2. That's the good news, and nobody got hurt. Let's talk about going through the rest of this week and also into the weekend, because things ramp up. I think we'll see much bigger tornadoes than that rope tornado that you saw, which, by the way, is typically the end phase of a tornado. It was a weak tornado at that, but nonetheless a tornado, and that's why we want you to be aware of it. This is the part of the jet stream that we will watch change the most. It will come dipping down into the southwest and then eject out into the plain states, and that's what makes this so interesting. You can see today's upper low right in through here, and already this morning the energy with this part of the jet stream is kicking off thunderstorms into southern Kansas. So there's that energy right there. At about 5 o'clock this afternoon. Look at where it is by tomorrow. There's none left. So we're in between systems tomorrow. But look at what happens. You get essentially a cutoff low developing over California and Nevada. And once the energy on the backside of this comes ejecting out, what that does is increase the mid-level wind field substantially and the deep layer shear. So now you go from the surface up to 20,000 feet and you get this phenomenal horizontal roll going on that you can get into the updraft. And that's why, we're going to see, I think, much more significant supercell activity as we go in towards Saturday, and possibly a tornado and severe weather outbreak. At least that's the way it's looking right now. Today, it's all about the dry line. All right, the dry line is going to come busting out of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. See where we have it bulging in through here? This can sometimes enhance the low-level winds out of the east a little bit and give you what we call a little bit extra helicity. So spin maybe up into parts of Nebraska and extreme north-central Kansas. Forbes has got the central Kansas and central Oklahoma with Torcon 5s today. And I kind of find that interesting, actually, because we also have that little leftover thunderstorm complex this morning. And sometimes you can get a little bit of enhancement there with the east wind and the dry line just from that old thunderstorm complex. So we'll see if that plays a role in what happens, but already thunderstorms are firing this morning, which may rob some of the instability. There's today across central Nebraska, again, with a Torcon of 3. So tomorrow, again, we're kind of one of those in-between days. Dry line certainly comes out. We'll actually have a cold front up on the northern part and through here, and that cold front will be responsible for some of the thunderstorms in Minnesota and Iowa, and then the dry line will bulge out across western Texas. Torcon tomorrow 4 in western Oklahoma and the Texas panhandles. Should be a day where I think most of the chasers will be, especially setting up for not only tomorrow but also on into Saturday as well. All right, Friday. Western Oklahoma, we're looking at Torcons of 3. Friday, central Texas will be a 3 as well. Why do I feel like I'm looking at Torcons all over the place? Brandon, we'll talk about that. Best thing in through here. Best thing we'll be looking at in through here is the chance for substantial rain right over this drought area. If we just kind of advance this one, you can see that the rainfall hasn't been substantial in the past 5 days. But in some of these areas, it's been great, especially across the Texas Panhandle and through western parts of Texas as well. So next few days, guys, at least feature a chance of getting rainfall and help in a very dry part of the country, not only just this year, but going back the last several. This weekend, though, watch out. Tornado outbreak, I think, on the way. Guys, back to you.
All right. Hey, we're going to switch gears a bit and head our way up towards the Great Lakes, namely Chicago, where we have 52 degrees this morning. I mean, Jan, it is Chicago, but let's be honest.
Allegedly.
It could be London.
It could be absolutely.
It could be Saskatchewan, for heaven's sakes. This is the DeSable Bridge where it crosses over at the Chicago River, and I'm telling you, we've got plenty of fog out there this morning. Fog advisory, I believe, in effect until 11 o'clock.
11 a.m. And of course, we're looking at O'Hare, and I think they already have a quarter-mile visibility there, so expect some delays. Now, we'll show you what's going on. Here's the dense fog advisory. Winds just coming off the east, so yes, we're going to be locked in this. You're going to be cloudy for today, but keep in mind, it's not just the Chicago area. We're also looking for Fort Wayne as well as for the Columbus area, right along 80 as well as into 70. Going through the morning hours, that fog is going to be around. Then we start to see it mixing out as we go a little bit later into the late day hours, right around 11 o'clock, and that's why it's likely to expire then.
Absolutely. We still have some of the fog monsters hanging around not only Detroit, but
Monsters.
they're sharing. Yeah. Oh, popping up all over the place in Windsor. Yep, in south of Detroit, along parts of Toledo. You might have some of those, maybe even in towards Cleveland, right along the lakeshore. But again, as things begin to warm up, the fog is